As a general rule, when NFPA 13 specifies the maximum spacing between sprinklers, the maximum allowable distance from any wall is typically half that spacing. For standard spray upright and pendant sprinklers, there's a special exception where the sprinkler can be located more than half the maximum spacing from the wall. This exception is known as the small room rule. In this video, we'll explore what the rule is and how it can help optimize your sprinkler system design. Small room refers to a compartment classified as light hazard occupancy with unobstructed construction and a floor area not exceeding 800 square feet. In NFPA 13, the term compartment has a specific definition. It describes a space that's fully enclosed by walls and a ceiling. Each wall may include openings to adjoining spaces, provided they meet certain criteria. A lintel of at least 8 inches below the ceiling must be present, and the total width of openings in any one wall must not exceed 8 feet. It's also important to note that a single opening 36 inches wide or less is allowed without a lintel as long as there are no other openings to adjoining spaces. Under NFPA 13, the maximum spacing for standard spray pendant and upright sprinklers is 15 feet. That means normally the distance from any wall shouldn't exceed 7.5 feet. However, in a small room, there's an important exception. NFPA allows a sprinkler to be placed up to 9 feet from one wall of the room. This is known as the small room allowance, or more commonly, the small room rule. It's important to note that when the small room rule is applied, the sprinkler coverage area is not calculated using the typical S/L method. Instead, coverage is based on the actual area of the room divided by the number of sprinklers within it. Keep in mind that the calculated average area per sprinkler must not exceed the maximum values specified by NFPA 13. To review the requirements of the small room rule in this example, let's assume Table 10.2421a specifies 225 square feet as the maximum allowable coverage area per sprinkler. Based on area alone, this room at 224 square feet would need just one sprinkler. However, without applying the small room rule, we'd still need to install 2 sprinklers to satisfy NFPA 13 spacing requirements. If the room qualifies as a compartment and the construction is unobstructed, then the small room rule applies. In that case, the room can be protected with just one sprinkler, which can help reduce overall system costs. In this section, we'll be laying out standard spray sprinklers in a gym where suspended ceiling tiles are installed. To maintain a clean and coordinated aesthetic, it's important to align sprinkler heads with the ceiling tile grid. To streamline this process, we're using the Sprinkler in Tile app, which helps us precisely position sprinklers at the center of each tile, ensuring both compliance and visual symmetry. The reference standard is the 2025 edition of NFPA 13. We select a sprinkler spacing of 15 feet and a maximum coverage area of 225 square feet. By clicking inside the room, the software calculates its area and notifies the user if the small room rule is applicable. It also determines the minimum number of sprinklers needed to meet the coverage area threshold. If the room meets the compartment criteria, we click the Apply button. Next, we define the tile by simply drawing 2 lines along its boundaries. When the small room rule is applied, the software extends the sprinkler's coverage area on one side to reflect the adjusted spacing allowance. By pressing the R or L key, we can rotate the sprinkler to the right or left in order to find a position that fully covers the room's width. Taking into account the CS label next to the sprinkler, which indicates a cold soldering risk, we determine the placement of the next sprinklers accordingly. I hope you find this video helpful. You can download the software from nsvsoft.net